वो दिन कितने प्यारे थे, ये दिन भी कितने प्यारे हैं। तब बाबा साथ हमारे थे, तब बाबा साथ हमारे थे। बाबा अब भी साथ हमारे हैं।
आप द्वारा क्या मिलता है? वर्षा भी कितना ऊंचा मिलता है, और ये वर्षा कितना समय चलता है, क्योंकि परमात्मा बाप द्वारा प्राप्त होता है। दूसरा संबंध है शिक्षक का। शिक्षा को कहा जाता है सोर्स ऑफ इनकम। तो आप सबको शिक्षक द्वारा कितना उच्च प्राप्ति हुई है जानते हो ना? ऐसी ऊंची प्राप्ति स्वयं परमात्मा पिता की और किसी हो नहीं सकती। शिक्षा से पद की प्राप्ति होती है, और आप सबको श्रेष्ठ प्राप्ति है। दुनिया में भी श्रेष्ठ प्राप्ति राजपद को कहा जाता है। तो आपको भी शिक्षक द्वारा राजपद की प्राप्ति हुई है। अभी भी स्वराज के राजा हो, क्यों? आत्मा राजयोगी होने के कारण स्वराज अधिकारी बनती है, स्व पर राज करती है, कर्म इंद्रियों के वशीभूत नहीं होती। आत्मा मालिक होगी इन कर्म इंद्रियों की राजा बन जाती। तो अभी का स्वराज और भविष्य में भी राज भाग्य प्राप्त होता है। तो डबल राज अभी भी और भविष्य में भी पद की प्राप्ति होती। और तीसरा संबंध है सद्गुरु का। बच्चे, मैं आपके सदा साथ हूँ।
Om Shanti. Transformation of old sanskars and old nature. Nature of specialty. If someone's nature is light and entertaining, there is automatically that lightness around him. He himself would not be aware of what he has done. Even if someone tells him, he would say that that is his nature, and so what can he do? Therefore, let your nature become like this in terms of specialities. When someone asks what your nature is like, let it emerge from everyone's heart that your nature is that of speciality. All ordinary actions should now be finished. Now transform the old nature and old sanskars. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Welcome to Vikti Parivar. Today's day 21. Transformation of old sanskars and old nature. Today's topic, nature of speciality. So now we will listen to Mohini Didi, and today we will have Brother Ken with us. After Didi's sharing, we will listen to him.
Om Shanti, everyone. I might go in silence in between few times. It's always good now. Then we get time for reflections. It's very interesting point the way Baba is describing that when you have a speciality, it becomes your nature. And Baba is talking about the quality of humor. There are some they are very humorous, so either they will tell the jokes or whatever they have to say, they say it in a very jovial way. But it could be any specialty. Let's say if, like I give example of Brahma Baba. Brahma Baba had lot of specialties. One of that was, of course, he was always cheerful, always. Can you imagine that? No, you have seen a beautiful scene when all these young girls, they were put out of where they were living, and a lot of family members came, and they came with their cars that they will take them away, kidnap them. And all these young girls were very strong, very firm, very really stubborn. And they won't move like since morning until 3 o'clock. So they were a lot of, means it was sun, bright sun. They won't take water, they won't eat anything. And Baba, that building where it was happening down on the road was 5-story building. And Baba is standing on the roof. And Baba is smiling, looking at the strength of this young Shakti army. But also, Baba all the time gave lot of light and might. I could feel because, our attention goes lot on physical things in the sense of what they're doing, how they're doing, all this. But Baba always knew that my children will be victorious. Mm, my children will be victorious. And the way he will smile, just imagine looking at him. So much courage comes because the leader, if leader is nervous or has doubts or is shaken by something, what will happen to those who looking at the leader? But Brahma Baba was real leader. I have seen because each one little bit mistakes to happen. That whenever something happens, Baba will give a lovely drishti to them. That means he's giving them determination, love, light and might, everything Baba is giving to the souls. Like for us, we immediately start correcting, scolding, making them feel how bad they are, how wrong they are. But Brahma Baba never did that. Okay, everyone is different. That Baba gave lots of love, light, and might. So, what I'm saying, that was Baba's specialty. And I think it's such an important one because of any reason. Maybe they forgot, they didn't understand, they don't have maybe capacity. So they did it. But what we are supposed to give is love, is light and might, so that next time when they do it better. So one is whatever specialty I have. Other is that in that specialty, what I am giving to others should become our nature. So each one of us, we have so many specialties. And but we look at others also from the same perspective. Sometimes it's not there. You are always maybe accurate, organized. Some are not. So our expectations from them shouldn't disappoint us or them. They should be constantly love, light, and might. Mama had specialties that she will bring the explanation from Baba. But also, my karmic account with other souls should be that they got happiness. So, Mama was, when anything happened, Baba will recommend the soul and others to go to Mama. So, Mama had duty to explain the soul. So, she will ask about well-being of the soul, then she will ask about like how they manage with whatever they're doing. Then in the end, Mama will say, but Baba tells us we shouldn't do this or we should do this. It shouldn't come like from you. Mm, what is Baba's yagya? What are Baba's disciplines? What are karma philosophy? It had to be done with lot of love, patience, and sweetness, because then it's very effective. Like Baba said, what do you get from Father? So when we talk about inheritance from Father, inheritance is of personality. In the Lokik also, our nature and features resemble, look similar to parents, but also the characteristics. So from God, when you think about inheritance from God, then all Baba's qualities are within the soul. But it is just in a very small quantity. Like Baba gives example of full moon and new moon. So new moon also has light, but very, very slim line. But then there is full moon, which is full. So same is our stage of purity. We were 16 degrees, and gradually the degrees kept reducing, and reached to a point there are no degrees of purity. So look at your speciality as a nature, right? I really love to think about my inheritance from my father and the teachings by which we claim a royal king, royal status. But that royal personality should be at present. We should look like prince, princess now at confluence age, right? Even we are very simple, but we have royalty, and everyone can feel it from Baba's children. So, father, teacher, and even Sadguru. So these are two aspects we should reflect, take it as homework. One is to keep reminding yourself that I am the air soul, royal soul. I have to have the life of a king or queen or prince, princess, simple and royal. And secondly, as speciality is your nature. So the Baba had been saying about soul consciousness should be your nature. Mostly Baba had said there shouldn't be any body conscious sanskars, but it's just the soul conscious. So create that personality, royalty, and also speciality. I am sure that you will find not only one but many, because when we talk of speciality, some say, I don't think I have any. We shouldn't think that way. We all have. Baba has chosen each child because of your speciality and also because of your special role which you have to play with Baba at confluence age. So always remind yourself of that. Om Shanti. Om Shanti, everyone. Om Shanti.
Transformation of old sanskars and old nature. Nature of speciality. If someone's nature is light and entertaining, there is automatically that lightness around him. He himself would not be aware of what he has done. Even if someone tells him, he would say that that is his nature. And so what can he do? Therefore, let your nature become like this in terms of specialities. When someone asks what your nature is like, let it emerge from everyone's heart that your nature is that of speciality. All ordinary actions should now be finished. Om Shanti. Om Shanti Avyakti Parivar. So now we will listen to Brother Ken, and just to remind, tomorrow is Tuesday and we will have our schedule from Amritvela, and also 5 to 6 we will have Murli revision, Avik Murli revision, and the evening session. So now let's invite our dear Brother Angel. Welcome to our Vikti journey, living and serving with our Brahmin family. Welcome, dear Angel Brother Ken.
Om Shanti, dear Sister Bhumi, Om Shanti, Didi. We so much appreciate the amount of effort you make for us. So it's really good to see you from Shantiban every day transmitting. I was thinking of what Bab Dada said in the extract just before Didi came on, in which he was talking about self-sovereignty and the fact that we are Raj Yogis, and therefore we have to be self-sovereigns. We have to be masters of the self. And he positioned that as being uninfluenced by the physical senses, even uninfluenced by anyone else. Even there, and I'd like to bring up here because it came up in the homework, when we got attention on physical things, then we really stopped being victorious. And what is it in us that helps us to be victorious? And Didi shared about how Brahma Baba was a great leader and how he was coming from a very deep state in order to help others. And Didi gave some examples how he, through drishti, would give determination, give love to the souls, or he would indicate them to go to Mama. And of course, Mama was already instructed that she had to remind people of Baba, how to remind people of the soul and also karmic accounts. And in other words, the response to people, whatever their behavior is, in fact, however they are behaving, we have to respond with love, with patience, with sweetness. I love this idea of being royal and simple about the way we do things. And this, the homework for tomorrow, is very interesting because it's exactly around the topic that I wanted to share today. I hadn't seen it before today. I'm still quite busy here in the middle of retreats. Today was with the Brahmin soul, so it was lovely to see everyone. But this thing of having our nature according to specialities, and that means according to a deeper state, according to our qualities, our deep qualities. And it is ridiculous to say that we don't have specialities, because we have within us love, peace, happiness, purity and truth. We have those qualities. What we don't have maybe is power to bring them out. And that's where Baba comes in. Our connection with Baba helps us to bring out the best in us. But while we're interacting with others, we can get easily fooled by their present personalities. Rather, our consciousness, in a way, controls the Sanskars, isn't it? That's what Baba says. That's what the understanding of the soul tells us. If we are soul conscious, we are easily able to access our specialities, our deeper qualities, and bring them out and into our personality, make our personality, which is rather superficial because it's sort of our contact with the world, make our personality shine. And of course, if there's no depth, there's no connection with the deep soul, there's no connection with Baba, what's going to come out are just the surface sort of characteristics. And we do get sort of involved in relationships through our personalities. Our behavior and our personalities are like, and they go side by side. And if our personality is being controlled by our old body conscious self, if we are locked in body consciousness, in other words, then we will be interacting through whatever filters I've developed over time. So I want to share with you some slides here just to make it clearer. And this is really quite an interesting part of our Dharana-based leadership program. We talk about the different qualities that we have. So here we are. Wait a minute. Here we are. Sorry about that. We have, as I was saying yesterday, the whole idea of having qualities. I use the analogy of the primary colors. So you can see in the middle here, the middle triangle, the three main primary colors, blue, red, and yellow. And if you mix red and yellow, you get orange. If you mix red and blue, you get purple. If you mix blue and yellow, you get green. And then you start to have other subcolors, and then you other mixes and other mixes. There are 16 million colors actually that have been identified, but actually starting off with just a few. So we have these qualities. We all have specialities. We all have these original qualities that have become inactive, and they are buried by body consciousness. We need to remember Baba to bring them out and bring them, to the surface so that we can produce a sort of a virtuous state. Otherwise, look what happens. We have these original qualities, as I just said, which are those, peace, love, happiness, purity, truth, and so on. That's our foundation. And it's through soul consciousness and contact with Baba, as he tells us, that we're able to go inside, bring them out, and put them into practice in the world. This bottom arrow here, instead of me reacting from this surface, and the surface would be the active sanskars, which we could say are the personality, we start to interact with people, as our homework tells us, from our specialities, and that becomes our nature. Instead of this becoming our nature, our behavior, our body conscious behavior is also becomes natural. Let's use that word in inverted commas. But our real deep nature is the original qualities. And so what happens? We have to interact with people. And I've used this analogy here. I just use the analogy of colors. Now I'm going to use the analogy of the 5 elements. Some of us, over time, we've developed different inclinations. Some of us have a personality like Earth. We are very firm, we are very solid, we are very practical, we are concerned with results. We want things to happen, we want to do things. We are doers when we are dominated by this particular characteristic. We may be fire type people. That means we have a predominance of creativity. We're inspired, we're full of ideas, sometimes too many ideas. We are intuitive and we are humorous also, sort of lightening up the world in a way. Or we have a nature that's sort of soft and loving, loyal, a donor type, concerned about the harmony in relationships. And that could be a water predominance. And we can have it be an air type personality, logical and analytical. We analyze things, we plan things, we are organized, we're concerned with the processes. So most of us will have one or the other of these things dominating the others. Not always. There are many people who have a balance between these characteristics. And when they are positive, they are great. You can't say in the same way that to grow a plant, you need all of those elements. You need the earth, you need the air, you need the fire, the heat, and the light, and you need the water for anything to grow. And there's a fifth element, which is ether, according to the ancients. Ether doesn't really have any substance, but it holds everything together. So ether would be a more spiritual type of element that it sort of permeates. It's in everything, in fact. It's when I'm more subtle, I'm more spiritual, I'm soul conscious, I have a bigger vision of the whole picture, I'm wise and so on. So just think about it. Who do you think, what's your main personality characteristic? And let's just look at the negative side of all of this, because they, just as these qualities, when they're being fed by deep specialities, the practical type of person becomes really practical, very useful in service, very, he's the one that gets things done, So if that getting things done is just a Lockic sort of personality, it's not useful because it'll be aggressive. But if it is spiritual, if it is being backed up by our specialities, our deep nature, then being a practical sort of person, a pragmatic sort of person who really gets things done is a good thing. It's really good. But it's also not enough. You need also other people who plan, who are logical. You need the planners, not just the doers. So you've got these air type people who are the planners, and they are, just helping get the processes organized. To organize Avyakti Parivar, I imagine you've got the ones who actually put things into practice, but you've also got the people who sit down and work out all of the processes. All of the IT people have a lot of air, let's say. And if you're a fire type people, it's very good to be around because they're always bright and humorous, as Baba was saying, or Didi was saying. But a fire type person, a negative side, is very impulsive, very easily distracted. You can't sit them down. They can't stay in a meeting. They get up and go out. So what sort of person are you? Are you a water type person? Because the downside of that is you are quite undecided, you are hesitant, you are very sensitive. Water, you're easily crying. But if you're a water, soft, loving, sweet sort of person, and that's backed up by deep specialities in our nature, our true nature, then that's a good thing. All of these qualities are good. And if you're just logically analyzing everything, you're very intellectual, you can easily become arrogant, critical of people. So each of these elements have their downside. And what we have to do is if we have this set of personality traits, and they have been developed over many births, it's not just this birth. If you look at you get 20 Brahmins together and you ask them, they'll be all different personality-wise. Some will prefer softness, some will prefer practical things, some will prefer, no, let's have a process, let's organize things. Someone like to organize, someone like to do, someone like to keep the harmony, and someone has to create the ideas. So we need all of these things. So it's the spiritual part, the ether, which holds everything together. So I'm just using this analogy. You can see in this beautiful picture that it's in the middle. So our specialities, our deep specialities, they have to help us to compensate for, let's say, too much of one element. And they have to help us spiritualize what we are good at and, eliminate or at least diminish the downside of our personalities. So it's very interesting that if you're going to get a team of people together, it's good if you have a balance between practical earth-type people, creative fire-type people, thinking and organized air-type people, and soft and loving water-type people. So if you have them all, you'll be able to have a very, very good team. In fact, there's a whole game of personalities that helps us to have. It's the difference between having a good team and a bad team. So these are some of the things that we were sharing in the Dharana-based leadership, looking at the Sanskars which are active now and how to go deep and make sure that our specialities are making our personalities much, much more balanced and useful. So let's have some meditation. It's really quite fascinating, the whole topic of getting along with others. It means getting along and recognizing their strengths and also weaknesses, taking into account the weaknesses, but not making a big deal out of them, helping them to also become more spiritual. As Mama used to do, reminding people of their soul, with the soul and God and the karmic aspects of life, help people to become better at what they're good at. And of course, eliminate all of the downside of what our personalities may create. So let's have some meditation now. Om Shanti, everyone.
Transformation of old nature and old sanskars. Nature of specialty. If someone's nature is light and entertaining, there is automatically that lightness around him. He himself would not be aware of what he has done. Even if someone tells him, he would say that is his nature, and so what can he do? Therefore, let your nature become like this in terms of specialities. When someone asks what your nature is like, let it emerge from everyone's heart that your nature is that of speciality. All ordinary actions should now be finished.
पुरानी नेचर व संस्कारों का परिवर्तन, विशेषता की नेचर। किसी की नेचर रमणीक है तो स्वतः ही रमणीकता चलती रहती है, उसको पता भी नहीं पड़ेगा कि मैंने क्या किया। कोई कहेगा तो भी कहेंगे कि मैं क्या करूं, मेरी नेचर है। तो विशेषता की भी ऐसी नेचर हो जाए, कोई पूछे इनकी नेचर क्या है, तो सबके दिल से निकले कि इनकी नेचर है ही विशेषता की, साधारण कर्म की समाप्ति हो जाए। ओम शांति।